Good day, my friends foreign English speakers. I'm coming with the next, this time 25th installment in English Harmony video series. And today we'll talk about narrowing down focus on your English improving endeavors. What focus I'm talking about? Okay, let me bring you a typical example. I often see a question, how can I improve my English? Or what are the best ways to improve my English? On English learning forums, Yahoo Answers and other websites. A typical answer on this question comes as a list of 7 to 10 general ways of improving English, and often each of them is broken down into 2 to 3 detailed sub-steps. So the list would begin with, to improve your English you have to immerse yourself in English environment. First of all, read plenty of English written material to deepen your understanding of language. If you're not comfortable with reading books yet, start with newspapers and news websites on the internet. Secondly, there's a number of really good websites where you can work on your English grammar skills by doing interactive tests and so on. Thirdly, you can go online and make English-speaking friends and chat with them using Skype and email each other. Next thing, listen to spoken English a lot. TV, radio, podcasts. In other words, go for complete immersion in the English language. Another great way of improving your English is through music. You can learn popular songs and sing along. And you can also... And the list goes on. And when the person having asked the question looks at it, they think, wow, that's a comprehensive answer. All those steps are obviously necessary to improve my English. Let's go for it. So these type of replies get chosen as the best answers on Yahoo Answers. They get thanked for on forums, and this all adds to a general conviction among English learners and improvers that you have to do all 15 things at once to make a real difference in your English improving curve. And here we can start talking about focus. Such a to-do list is way too general, and if an average foreigner wanted to work on the whole list, he would spend the whole day chatting on Skype, while reading a newspaper, and at the same time going through all those 120 grammar websites online. I hope you understand I was being sarcastic and exaggerated a bit in order to make my point, but I believe that it is wrong to give such a list as an answer to a question, how can I improve my English? You see, it's impossible to say from the question alone which area of English the person wants to improve. And listen to this carefully, as it's most likely really relevant to you as well. General English knowledge can be boiled down to a few main areas, such as speaking, understanding, reading and writing, and also vocabulary and grammar. These areas, of course, cannot be so strictly separated, as they overlap and form the overall English knowledge. For the most part, however, foreigners lack in 1 or 2 areas, but they just haven't analyzed it deeper and assume that it's possible to improve all at once. Well, sometimes, of course, a person needs improvement in all aspects of the English language, but then I wouldn't call it improving English. If you need to improve everything, especially vocabulary and grammar, then you basically need to learn English, which is actually beyond my scope and what I teach at EnglishHarmony.com. Anyway, I believe that first of all, you need to establish what exactly you need to improve, so that you can improve the relevant area of English efficiently. If you try to do 100 things simultaneously, you can't really focus on any of them, and you can only conjure up an illusion that you do a lot. Let's say, for instance, that you've been living in an English-speaking country for a while, and you've picked up the language conversationally. In this case, chances are that you don't know how to write in English, and that would be the main focus on your English improving endeavors. If, on the other hand, you've learned the English language the traditional way, by writing, studying grammar, and reading, you definitely lack communication skills. In this situation, you should put the main focus on speaking and expose yourself to plenty of socializing to get your speech going. And this is, by the way, what my website, EnglishHarmony.com, is dedicated for. So check it out and read my blog posts about improving spoken English. You might also have a problem with understanding English. You speak and write well, but when it comes to speaking with natives or watching TV shows, much of it is lost on you. In this case, your focus should be on exposing yourself to listening English as much as you can, so that you can function properly in an English-speaking society or English environment at work. So the most important thing I'm trying to hammer home today is, if you realize that your English needs improvement, analyze it a bit deeper and try to understand what exactly you lack. A typical error foreigners make is by jumping into grammar studies when they actually need to work on their spoken English. They even ask the question, How can I improve my English grammar without realizing that their grammar and writing probably is already at a decent level, and if they focus on speaking English, other aspects of the language will also come along. Why? Well, it's simply because real spoken language already contains essential grammar in it, and you'll learn it without focusing exclusively on doing grammar exercises. So let's recap today's lesson. First of all, if you need to improve your English, figure out what it is: speaking, understanding, or writing and reading. Secondly, pick one or two main activities, depending on your target area of English improvement. Thirdly, engage in these activities regularly, for 10 to 20 minutes every time, rather than having rare sessions 1 hour each. That will ensure better information retention, and you basically won't lose what you learn. Let's say you need to improve your writing and reading. You can start with reading simple newspaper stories and then rewriting them. Then correct your mistakes by comparing your writing with the original or using spell checker if you use a computer. Do it twice daily for 10 minutes each and stick with it for a few weeks. As you improve, increase the level of difficulty and start adding on some grammar tests to get your formal English writing in good shape. So as you can see, I'm not saying you have to do only one thing. No, what I'm saying is focus only on a few main things, because you'll get more done. Multitasking doesn't really work when it comes to improving your English, and this really is the occasion when too much of good stuff makes it worse. Alright, this is it for this video episode. Thanks for watching, and you're welcome to visit EnglishHarmony.com for more good stuff if you want to improve your spoken English.